Hello, everybody. This is Zach Said It Again. I'm your host, Zach Cooley, and it is an honor for me to be here with one of my best friends and one of the greatest people in the world, in my opinion, Mr. Brandon King. Brandon, thank you so much for being with me on the podcast, man.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me.
Well, we're here because you entered that sweet ride of yours in the classic cruise in for the July 4th celebration on Main Street in Wytheville. That festival and all the goings on attracts about half the county's population every year. So a lot of people got to see your ride. Now, you were explaining to me that you don't really enter your car into like competitive car shows. You just like to enter it in where you can just, where people can just see it and enjoy it. So why is it that you've never really done any kind of competitive car shows?
Well, I have in the past before. It's really not about for me personally, it's not about going and winning trophies or anything. I just kind of like to go hang out with other people that are kind of into the same things I am.
Well, and that's the great thing about you, is that you're just cool, and you treat everybody the same. You are the same person, whether you're in public or in private or whatever. And I think that's how you and I bonded, because I'm the same way. But
Yeah.
I just remember this 12, 13-year-old kid. I was friends with your cousin, and we were playing Guitar Hero, and the only thing I could do to play on the game was sing, because I couldn't do any of the instruments, and I
remember,
and I couldn't do that very well. But it was the only thing I could do, and I definitely could do that better than Shane. But I just started to, and I was, I guess, let's see, when you were 12, I guess I was 21, so I was like way older than you, but it was like, here I am bonding with this young kid, and we ended up having deeper conversations than people my age, and that's what I have most appreciated about you. I mean, we hit it off immediately, and it's like we don't talk a lot, but whenever we see one another, it's like running into always one of my best friends. I don't know, and I don't know how you would describe our friendship, but what would you say about that?
Definitely, man. I agree 100%. That's funny though. I still remember walking in up there when you guys were playing Guitar Hero, and I still remember what song you were singing and everything.
No kidding. What song was it?
It was Drive by Incubus.
Oh yeah. Now that one I could.
Sure it was.
That one I could do pretty good. That one I got. that one I got where I could nail that one, because that one was pretty easy.
Yeah, I still remember all that.
Yeah. That was great. But did that? I guess it never affected you at all. That here I was, just, feeling very different. Well, I always felt very different from other people in high school and beyond, because I was in a wheelchair. So I was very fortunate to have, friends that could look beyond that. So that was never really an issue with you. But did it ever, bother you that I was that much older and we were hitting it off? So,
well, not really, because you were friends with my cousins, Sean and Shane. I hung out with them a lot when I was younger, so and me and Sean hung out a whole lot when I was a teenager, but he was in his 20s, so
Sean and I are the same age, so we were. So you were used to hanging out with us older guys then.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, I was around them all the time. Like we were playing video games and stuff. Me and Sean, every day when I got out of school, man, I go hang out with him and do something,
Right.
So
Well, I was just like I said. I think what clicked for me was that you were just the same person as you are anywhere, and I think that's what I admired most about you always. But for many years of our friendship, you've had this sweet 1991 medium red Ford Mustang, and
Yeah.
you've been promising me a ride in that thing for I don't know what 15 years. So,
yeah, we still need to make that happen.
and we have yet to get that done. But tell me about how you got that car.
Well, the story on that car is I bought it from a friend of my dad's, and that car had actually got totaled in his driveway when I bought it, and so I got a pretty good deal on it, but it needed absolutely everything, and it took us about probably close to a year to fix it after I got it and everything, and it needed a lot of work, and but that's probably the one I've kept the longest. I've had several cars. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon.
No, was it a graduation gift?
No, not necessarily. I'd had another car at the time, and I'd ended up finding that one. And I was looking at it. I was thinking about buying it before it got hit in his driveway, and then that ended up happening, and he gave me a better deal on it, so it kind of worked out, you know. But I had to fix it, of course. But.
Well, and the only reason it worked out is because you are a paint and auto body man. How long you been doing that? Probably since you could walk?
I remember I got into it probably when I was about 16 years old. Because, you know, when you're a young kid in high school, you don't really know what you want to do. And I didn't know if I wanted to follow in my dad's footsteps like, you know, a lot of people do. But it ended up being something I got interested in. And then once I started learning it, it just kind of stuck, you know.
But now you were always a car guy, though. You always loved car.
Yeah.
Big motorhead, always.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, I mean, it's natural that you would fall into that, I think.
Yeah.
So, your dad, has he always been a mechanic, or?
Yeah, he's my dad's. He's a painter. He's been doing it for probably 30 some years. So since the 80s.
Yep. Probably since I was born. I'll be 40 in March, and you will hit the big 30 in September.
Yeah, man, that's kind of hard to believe.
It is. We've weathered a lot of storms together, man.
Yep, that's for sure.
But we were talking, of course, about your dad. That's Darren King.
Yep.
At King's Body Shop. The King's Body Shop is owned by your dad's brother Wayne. Is that right?
Right. Yeah.
And
well, they both. Yeah, sort of both of them. But yeah,
it's a cooperation. I have brought my handicapped van into you a couple of times to have that worked on. We're waiting on a part to come in for the latch of my lift door right now. But you've always been great to help me out when I needed help. So anybody needs any good paint or auto body work, take it to King's Body Shop.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Pineview Drive, Wytheville, Virginia. And actually, you know, I get on any kind of maintenance that needs to be done for the inside of my vehicle. I take it to Collins Auto, which is across from my home, where Troy Maxwell takes good care of me. And actually, when...
Troy's a good dude, isn't he?
Yep. When they told me I needed a body shop, they recommended King's Body Shop. And I said, I've already got a good friend over there, and he's working it out for me. So that's good.
Yeah.
So, when you're working this car from the ground up, like, if it's totaled, you have to have some experience to be able to work it from the ground up. I mean, what was left of it? Did you have anything you could build on?
Yeah, luckily. I mean, I remember when it got hit, it tore it up in the front end. I don't know exactly how this happened, but it got hit in the side, and I had to replace the whole quarter panel on that side. And then it got tore up in the front end somehow. I had to have the frame pulled on. I had to have somebody else do that for me. But
and we want to explain that this car was sitting still in a driveway and was smashed into sitting still.
Yeah.
That just baffles me. But it baffles me, but then it doesn't, because there are so many idiots on the road.
Oh, yeah, man. And then, this thing was tore all to pieces. Mm-hmm. And we had to cut the quarter panel out of it, replace it, and I had to replace the whole front end on the car. And I had to have the frame pulled, and then I had to have somebody from Richmond come inspect the thing. It took them forever to come. They just had to come look at it just to make sure, we had fixed it before I could get, put tags or anything on it.
So you had to have some skill to fix it from the ground up. I mean, yeah. I don't know what this guy could have charged you to buy it, but it sounds like if it was any more tore up, he would owe you money.
Dude, I bought this car cheap. I can't, I got a pretty good deal on it after it got tore all to pieces. So, I can't even remember. Dude, it was so cheap, I can't remember exactly what we gave for it at the time.
Yeah, $50. It sounds like to me.
No, it wasn't that cheap. It was around $1,500, something like that.
Good day.
Yeah, that beats giving. It was a pretty nice car before that happened, so it was probably worth about $5,000-6,000 at that time, which the value on them things go up. They've gone up a lot since then. But, around that time, you could buy a really nice one for, $6,500. So.
When it becomes 30 years old, also, it becomes an antique.
Which that time it wasn't even 25 years old yet, So,
right. But, yeah. So, how often do you drive it now?
As much as possible. Yeah, as long as they're in a cloud in the sky, I'm driving it more than likely. So, even though I did drive it to work last night, and I got caught in the rain. So
right.
But I didn't really expect that to happen. But sometimes it does. But I try to enjoy it as much as possible.
And we should mention that you got caught in the rain at the car show.
Yeah, that happened too.
So you were hydroplaning on the way home.
Yeah, it happened a couple times, man. It come a downpour when I got out here on the highway. I was trying to outrun it from town, but then once I got out here on the highway heading towards my house, it started pouring. So.
And I don't know much about cars. They made me take driver's ed in high school, even though they knew I could never drive, which was a major slap in the face. It's like.
They still let you take it anyway?
Yeah, they made me take it. So it's like, here, let's give you a course in running, even though you'll never be able to do this. That was about what it was like. So I don't remember. I know I passed the course with an A or B, but I don't remember anything about it. I just remember. So to me, driver's ed is like trigonometry.
Right.
It's one of those things that you might have to take in school, but you're never ever going to use it, so you don't remember it. So
right.
How to drive a car is as foreign to me as anything else. But so obviously I don't know much about cars, but I would imagine that Mustang is not built for any kind of severe weather.
No, not really. It's not fun to get caught out in a big rainstorm. It's happened a few times to me, but you just got to be super, super careful whenever you're driving, especially when, like the other day when I was coming home from the car show, man, that thing, I slowed down to probably 35 mile an hour coming up the highway because it was coming down hard. I could barely see the road.
Right. And not that you need it, but I'm sure the car is a chick magnet as well, because he is saying.
I'm fully convinced that's a myth.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm fully convinced that's just a myth.
Okay. Well, because he is single, ladies, just putting it out there. So you are hitting a big 3-0. Any plans of settling down? We need some little Brandons running around.
I don't know, man. Maybe one day. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Well, I never thought I would beat you at that, man.
Yeah.
Because my bell is in double digits.
I know, man. That's crazy to think, too. I can't believe that.
Isn't it insane? And then Sean's son, Chase, Sean is also my age and your cousin, how old is he now? Is he like grown?
Yeah, dude. He's like, God, he's like 15 or something now. Or close to it, yeah.
I was going to say he's probably driving now.
Yeah, he's close to it. I believe he is about 15, somewhere around there.
And I haven't seen any pictures of him lately, but last time I saw him, he was a big dude like his daddy.
Oh, yeah. He's tall. He's a lot taller than I am. He's like 6 foot tall. Good. He looks like he's in his 20s. Most kids do these days, though,
Yeah. I tell you, I see people that are really young, and I'm thinking, I don't think of myself as, even though my hair is graying and my hairline is receding and my midsection is getting wider all the time, I don't think of myself as being almost 4 years old. And I see somebody that's probably your age or younger, and I'm thinking, there's somebody I can hang out with, and then they tell me how old they are, and I think, oh wait, I'm not that age anymore.
Well, it's good. It's a good thing that you haven't realized you are that age yet. So.
I forget myself very quickly. So I have watched you grow up, and I have watched you grow up with great pride, because you are the same as you were when you were 12 years old. You are one of the most upstanding, just kindest, easygoing, selfless people that I've ever met in my life, and I'm very proud to know you and call you a very close friend. So thank you for all you've given me over the years, truly.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Thanks for saying that. I really appreciate it, Zach.
Well, you know that you're special to me, and we have, as we have always had, we have a special bond.
Yeah.
I have cerebral palsy, and what cerebral palsy is your muscles, every muscle in your body is in a continuous state of spasm, meaning that they're all shaking. So I have a lot of involuntary, I startle involuntarily, have a lot of jerking involuntarily. I take about 3 pills a day for anxiety. So I need to be around chill people that just level me out. And you are always one of those that just, and there are very few people like this, but you just, I call it my geeking problem. You are a person that I can always be around, and it eases my geeking problem. So, because you're just that kind of a chill guy. Where do you think that comes from?
I don't know, man. It's just the way I've always been. I mean, I've never really tried not to get, worked up over stuff, but, sometimes it happens to the best of us anyway.
Well, I mean, nobody is going to be without days that we aren't worked up about something, but you seem to really get the best out of life, and you seem to really enjoy your life. So, really, what is the key to what keeps you so chill, do you think?
Well, just the way I look at it is, man, we only get to live it once, so you might as well enjoy it while you can. So
right. And what is some of the main things you want to get out of life, or maybe things you haven't done yet that you'd like to do sometime?
Well, if ever I get to the chance, like wherever, I don't have to, spend most of my time working like I do now.
Right.
I'd like to travel a little bit, see some places I've never seen. So, because I barely ever leave this town,
Right.
as it is, so because I don't really have time to do a whole lot.
And
but one day I'd like to get to that point. I'd like to travel a little bit.
And where would you like to travel to?
I've never, this is going to sound kind of lame, but, I've never been to Florida, so that's one of the first places I'd like to go. So.
Well, I don't know if you're interested in Disney World. I don't know if you're that type of guy or not. I think, personally, if you've never been to Disney World, then you don't know. But there is something there for everybody.
Oh, dude, I'm sure. I've heard Disney is pretty cool. I know a lot of people that have been, and I know you guys are going here soon.
We are let's see, today's the 6th. We're going in 15 days. I'm counting it down. But I'm not ashamed. I'm a Disney nut. Mickey's been my hero for 40 years. I'm not gonna lie about that. I'm not ashamed. And it truly is, because my wife was one of those people. She's like, "Oh, I have never been to Disney World. It's going to be so hot. It's going to be so crowded." And you do know that those are people in costumes, right? When you're meeting those people, I said, "Shut up, that's the real Mickey." So, but as soon as she got there, she was so excited. She said, "It's Mickey!" And she was taking over with the whole thing, And now,
yeah, dude. Honestly, I'd love to see it. Just because I've never seen anything like that before. So.
Well, I wish we had room enough to take you with us. It would be awesome to have you go.
Yeah, dude, that would be cool.
I tell you, it's nothing like you've ever experienced. And it really, really is. And I used to love Universal Studios, but that's all about Harry Potter now. And Harry Potter was just not something I ever got into.
Oh, really? Yeah, I was into Harry Potter when I was a kid.
Are you? Well, then you'd love Universal, because it's all about Harry Potter. So.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they've done with it. But what part of Florida specifically were you wanting to go to?
Wherever I guess it's called Clearwater or whatever.
Oh, the coast.
I just like to see that water. I've never seen clear ocean water before, so I think that'd be cool to see.
Yes.
But, where you can see the bottom, you can see the sand through the bottom. I've seen pictures and stuff before, but I've never seen it. I think that'd be awesome to see in person. So.
Yeah, and my parents live at Myrtle Beach, and it is not that blue, so.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to catch it at certain times when it looks blue, but, I mean, it truly is nothing like seeing blue water.
Yeah, I think that'd be so cool just to see in person, and my family, we went to St. Simons, Georgia a couple of times, but which is kind of right at, it's close to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
But we've never been to Florida. But
are you ever like, "Dad, can we just go? We're just right at the line. Can we just cross over?"
Yeah.
I know the first time I crossed over the Florida state line, it was about 102-degree weather. We were on our way to Disney World. I was 14.
Yeah.
My dad was getting me out of the van to go into the Florida Welcome Center rest stop, and my feet got tangled up in a box, and he dropped me, and I went forward, and he went backwards. So
man.
I can still feel my face hitting that pavement at 102-degree weather. So I went to Disney World with a broken nose, had my picture made with Mickey with a broken nose, and it was still the best vacation I ever had. So if that doesn't prove to you that it's the most magical place on earth, I don't think anything will. But,
yeah, there's definitely some magic there, it sounds like.
Yeah. I hope you get to Florida. I hope you see all the things you want to see, because you certainly deserve it. Maybe we'll get lucky and get to do it together.
Yeah, that would be awesome, man. I'd totally be down for that.
Well, it was great talking to you, man. I appreciate you being on the show today.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you for having me, Zach. It's been fun.
All right. Well, you're special to me, and I owe you a lot, and I thank you for the many years of friendship. I love you, dude, and I hope we see each other soon.
Thanks, man. Love you too. Appreciate it.